Are we live? Um, hey, thanks YouTube for finally cooperating. That was only like 10 seconds, 20 seconds late, but that's not a big deal. It's okay. Oh god, stop. Eh. I don't need your updates, Adobe. Actually, I do need your updates, Adobe, but that is a whole different topic. Welcome to Joe's Disc Golf Podcast. Today is a great day. Today is January 12th. I will update it. Just don't stop being a pain. Adobe, I don't wanna. Eh. Enjoying my cup of coffee here bright and early. Good morning, disc golfers. Unless you guys are in Europe. Good afternoon if you're in Australia. Good night. G'day. Good night. If you're here in the United States, if you're on the West Coast, good morning, graveyard workers. You are here bright and early. Bright and early. It is, what, like 5 in the morning there? That's crazy. A lot of great topics to get into here. We've got the world rankings according to Ultiworld Disc Golf. We've got some updates to the COVID-19 PDGA FAQs postings there. We also have some other... Oh, something I forgot to even put on the dock here. Some sad news here. Let me see if I can actually find this. I will continue to talk and search all at the same time here because I am just that talented. But we are looking for something here. Aha, got it. Will Schustrick resigns from the PDGA Board of Directors. Hi, Lucy. Hi. Okay. Stream Kitty. Here we go. She's right here. She loves being on. Okay, fine. Okay, bye. Oh, no. Okay. Ow. Butt pirate. Butt parrot. She's a butt parrot. Cat butt on stream. Please get your butthole away from my head. Please. Oh, for all of you audio podcasters, this is probably Ow! Oh, God, she dug her claws in. Oh, thank you, Lucy. Yes, I know. Sorry, audio people. My cat decided that she wanted to be rather annoying. Basically, just wanted to be a cat. And, yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. I don't care. Do you have something useful to contribute? Okay. She just kind of looked away and is now all right. So good stuff happening here today. It's been a crazy week. I had full intentions of taking clips from last week's show, some highlights, if you will, kind of the please stop. Please stop. I'm asking you nicely here. Please go lay down on your blanket, please. Pretty please, with sugar on top. Thank you. Please, just there you go. Go lay on your blanket. Thank you, Lucy. I'm talking to my cat because I'm just that. Stop. No, now you can't rub on the microphone. Please, you are being terrible today. Okay. I think she's running away from me now. Yes. So I was saying that I was going to chop up some of the highlights from last week's show, distribute them across the week, sort of like Joe Rogan experience. I mean, it's a great idea. Don't get me wrong. He doing that is a fantastic idea. So that was what I was looking at doing, but the week got away from me. Life got in the way of my podcast. I had to do things like go to work. Who goes to work? I mean, it's not like I get paid for doing this. I don't get paid for doing this. I love doing this. It's fun. I love disc golf. I love podcasting. I love being on camera. Clearly, look at this beautiful face. I have a face for audio podcasts. You can't really say radio anymore. Radio's on its way out, although not really. Coming back here. Now we've got plenty of stuff to talk about. A few more things filling in here. Been working on my putting. If you've been following me on Instagram, yesterday, new personal bests. Oh yeah, 15 feet, straddle and staggered, 90 and 91 respectively, out of 100 putts. I was doing 200 of each rather than 200 total, so that's 400. Fun fact, so these frisbees all weigh about 175 grams. That's what my putters all weigh, roughly. I mean, there might be a couple 176, a couple 174. On average, 175 grams. Now, what's the big deal about that? Well, I threw them 400 times. 400 times. 400 times 175 grams is 70 kilograms. For those of us who don't speak Europe, and we don't know the metric system, don't know anything like that, that is 154 pounds. Closer to 155 pounds, but still, with one arm. So the next day, my arm was absolutely dead. So I need to remember what I used to say back in my college days, that every time I was drinking in moderation. Because moderation is that imaginary place in my head that I go so as to be not called an alcoholic. So now I need to go back to moderation for my putting, because I can't do that. My arm was absolute jello. I will work up to that, and I highly recommend, if you're not used to throwing that many putts, you work up to it. You spend a week at throwing maybe only 100 putts, and then next week bump that up to 125, 130 if you're doing two styles, especially. Like, I am doing 100 of my straddle putts and 100 of my regular staggered stance putt. And that's actually going pretty well. Hopefully, maybe next week, I'll bump that up to 125, 240-ish for each. So that'd be 120 each. Basically, what I'm saying is don't overdo it, because you're going to overdo it, and, well, things aren't going to go well. It's really just, you're going to get sore, you could hurt yourself, and that's just not that good. So let's get into some sad news here. Will Shoestrick has resigned from the PDGA board here. Let's see if I get this webpage open. The PDGA announced that Will Shoestrick from the PDGA Global Board of Directors has resigned effective December 31st. He has won USDGC 3 times and was elected just in July. Will Shoestrick said, "Unfortunately, I will have to withdraw from the PDGA Board of Directors due to recent events with my family. I will not have the time needed to properly serve as an active board member of the PDGA. I want to thank everyone for their support, and we will see you on the course." So if you don't know the reason that Will Shoestrick has resigned, his child that is supposed to be born this month, which, by the way, a fantastic month to be born in. I don't know why you would be born in any other month, because January is clearly the best month. But unfortunately, they found out, was it October, November? Their unborn child, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, baby Shoestrick, has some heart complications, and after the baby is born, we'll have to have 3 or 4 possible heart surgeries before its first birthday, which is absolutely insane. No one should have to go through that. No parent should have to go through that. No child should have to go through that. So they set up a GoFundMe. You can go ahead and find that. Just Google search Shoestrick and GoFundMe. It should be one of the first ones there. Their goal was to raise $60,000. They currently have $67,000. It's a lot of money to get these heart surgeries, even with insurance. So if you can spare $5, $2, whatever, anything to really help them out, it's really sad to see them have to go through this. And I've never met Will Shoestrick, but he seems like a pretty good guy. He seems like a really nice guy on and off the course. And I feel bad for anyone who has to go through that. That is not something that anyone should have to do, as I said. So if you can, go ahead and just donate a couple bucks, whatever you can, help them out because that's a good thing to do. We're PDGA, the disc golf community. We're a small community, and we really like helping each other out. I mean, how many times have we all been out on the course and somebody like goes, "Hey, you forgot your putter, or you forgot, or hey, your whale sack fell out of your bag," and they give it to you. Like, we're all just a whole bunch of good guys and gals just trying to help each other out. Now, can we have our moments of being an absolute dick? Yeah, probably. But that's anybody. That's any sport. You can have a bad day. Overall, though, I'd say the disc golf community, super helpful, super handy. Just go ahead if you can. Go to that GoFundMe page and donate a couple bucks. So after that sad note, let's get to some world rankings because we have some interesting choices here. So the world rankings are based on Ultiworld Disc Golf's algorithm. They have their own math that they do. Lots of math, lots of math. They have it all posted on their website, which I have linked in the description below. You guys can go check that out. Check out the math after this podcast, of course, because this podcast is the best. On the women's side, we have the top 5. They ranked them out to like 30 or something odd people. Oh, that's good coffee. They ranked them out pretty far, which is good. But we're gonna start here with number 5, Missy Gannon. Number 4, Sarah Hokum. Third is Haley King. Second, Katrina Allen. And the top FPO player is a shocking surprise here. Absolutely had no idea this was coming. Paige Pierce. By far the top woman in the world. We have no doubts about that. I mean, it's nothing against these other ladies. Paige Pierce is just on another level. Kind of like Paul Macbeth. It's insane. Unfortunately, I did not watch much of the FPO this year, and it was kind of hard actually to get any FPO coverage. So I'm hoping that this upcoming year there'll be more FPO coverage, and I can see some more of these ladies and maybe have an argument for or against some of these rankings. But unfortunately, like I said, I don't know. I didn't watch them that much, other than Paige Pierce is an absolute powerhouse. I did watch a lot more of the MPO. So on the men's side, before we get into this rankings here, we're going to go from 5th to 1st here. We've got Kevin Jones, number 5. Eagle McMahon, number 4. Ricky Wysocki at 3. Paul Macbeth at number 2. And our top player, according to Ultiworld Disc Golf, is Calvin Heimberg, which is shocking, in my opinion. Calvin's a great player. All of these guys, fantastic players. To be completely honest, the top, I would say probably Jerop. And this is my personal opinion here. I'd say Kevin Jones, Eagle McMahon, Calvin Heimberg. You put all 3 of those guys and just throw them in a bag, shake it up, pull out a name. Honestly, those guys are right there together. It's 6 one way, half a dozen another. Paul Macbeth and Ricky Wysocki, same thing. You could put those guys 1 and 2, a horse apiece. Like, all right, today Paul beats Ricky. Tomorrow Ricky beats Paul. And I mean, any day, any of these guys can win. I mean, look, Kevin Jones won the points race this year. So, and Eagle McMahon is fantastic too. I really think Paul Macbeth is the best, followed by Ricky and Calvin. But you're really splitting hairs here. Any one of these guys can win on any given day. It is hard to rank. This year it was a little different. There wasn't as much to go off of. We only had a few major tournaments that these guys all played together with. So yeah, that's a little difficult right there. If you want a full breakdown of how they came to this conclusion, you can go to their website and head over to discgolfultiworld.com. Again, link in the description below where you can find the article. You can look at their methods. It's based on how they played, what events they played, how they finished. There's some point system there. They ignored whether it was plus or minus because there's not always a great way to encapsulate that. So they went based on strokes and threw it in a blender with some calculus and some quantum physics and came up with some numbers. And there it is. It's really that simple. Really, really that simple. Which, hey, it is what it is. That's pretty good. It's not good, though, this COVID-19 thing. The PDGA did update their guidelines. From what I could tell, there wasn't anything major. This was more some clarifications on the FAQ side, more stuff for the TDs and how they should handle certain things, what should happen if X, Y, and Z happens, that kind of stuff. Nothing crazy there. If you're curious, you could go to the pdga.com/FAQ/COVID-19. Again, link in the description below. And if you guys are listening on the podcast, I will have those links in the podcast, in the description there, because I'm a good person like that. And I want you guys to get the information. I want you guys to do your own homework, come up with your own conclusions, and argue with me. No, debate. A constructive debate. I don't want people just yelling at me for no reason. What do you think this is, the internet? We don't just yell at people here. Oh, that's good coffee. I am not sponsored by any coffee, but Folgers is good stuff. Again, we are going to stick with the PDGA announcements here. We've got a position for a senior accountant. So if you are good with numbers, you have that accounting degree and whatever relevant certifications you need to be officially called an accountant, you can head over to the PDGA's website, words are hard, and apply. They are accepting applications through February 1st, 2021. That is only a few short weeks away. They want someone who is obviously really good as an accountant because, taxes and, being good with money is a good option. And they want someone who is passionate about disc golf. So if you are a disc golfing accountant, head over there and sign up. See what happens. Big announcements. Literally 2 days after we had this last podcast. I have the feeling that's what's going to happen here from now on with our podcast. We're going to have big information, a podcast, followed up with more big information because the news continues. The EuroTour, the PDGA EuroTour, has announced on January 7th, so I'm a couple days late here, that they finished inking a deal with the Finnish production company, NBDG. No big deal here, but this is the natural-born disc golfer. Will cover all 7 2021 PDGA EuroTour events. There was a push last year to have more professional coverage in the 2020 EuroTour events. However, COVID-19, that little pesky bug, came through and totally threw a wrench into everybody's plans. And NBDG didn't really cover as much as they'd like. They did cover a few things here. They covered the Prodigy Pro Tour, Finnish Nationals, and several other events in Finland. This is a new company, though. They were just founded in 2020, but they've really done a good job. Their founder, I'm going to struggle here, Juha Kaito, had this to say about the coverage deal. We are thrilled for the opportunity of working closely together with the PDGA and all EuroTour event TDs. It's going to be fantastic. I think they're doing a great job. I did watch some of their English coverage. You can catch their coverage in English, and I'm going to guess Finnish. I think that's the language they speak in Finland. I'm not the world's best traveler or information knower because, well, I are smart. Either way, they're doing a great job there. I watched a few of their English coverage. The English is, I mean, it's their second language, so you got to give them a slight break there. But what they say is fantastic. I think they do a good job. I'd say they're the Euro Jomez Pro, which is not a knock on them. That is a compliment. I think Jomez does a fantastic job. Nothing against Parsave or GK or Gatekeeper or any one of the other companies that I cannot think of off the top of my head here, but I think these guys are doing a great job. So what events are they covering here? Let's switch over. Boom. They're covering the EuroTour here. So we're going to see coverage. This is going to be professional coverage here. They will have commentary. They will have all the post-production accoutrements, much like Jomez or GK. They'll have at least 2 cameras on every hole and drone flybys of every hole. It's going to be a good time. So what are they covering? Well, April 30th through May 2nd, it's the Kokkedal Open in Kokkedal, Denmark. May 7th through the 9th, we've got the Ultiworld, in Estonia, the Ultiworld Open. We've got at the end of May here, for us, this would be Memorial Day weekend. They don't have that over there. It's the Petzen Open in Austria. We have the Pro Forester on June 4th through the 6th at Varaždin, Croatia. July 1st through the 3rd, we've got the Tinny at Sibi, Finland. I really apologize to anyone who knows how to say these names correctly. I got this next one, I think. The PCS Sula Open in Langevag, Norway. And finally, the Estonia Open in Voodoo. Also in Estonia. The Estonia Open is held in Estonia. That would be July 23rd through the 25th. That should be some good coverage. So if you don't have enough disc golf to watch here in the US, go ahead and watch the Euro Pro Tour. They've got some fantastic stuff going on over there. Watching some of that stuff from last year, I highly recommend. Like I said, go over to NBDG's YouTube channel and go check that out because they do a great job. And I'm betting you didn't watch any of the Euro Tour. Like I didn't watch any of the Euro Tour. Nothing wrong with going back and rewatching Jomez, but when I know how things are going to end, I am far less interested. Jomez does a fantastic job, but watching this over there on their YouTube channel, watching the Euro stuff, the Finnish Open, then yeah, I don't know how that ended. I think it's a great time though. Yes, coffee, life giver. Finally, oh, we're getting into something spicy here. I don't know if you guys saw my hot take from last week on Joe's Daily Digest Disc Golf podcast short clip things. Those are the things that I kind of come up with off the top of my head. They're short. They're either clips of this show, the fantastic parts, not the boring parts. I've got cat hair flying all around me now. Thank you, Lucy. I love you. But where was I? Yes. If we do have something really hot and spicy that I need to talk about there, much like the EMAC Judge and my hottest of hot takes, where I said that the EMAC Judge, this is a regular judge, I don't have an EMAC Judge, but the EMAC Judge is just a maiden. Now, spicy take, maybe, maybe not. But when you look at it, if you ever get the chance, if you have a maiden or have access to a maiden, or just go to a disc golf store, look at the maiden, the EMAC judge is supposed to be basically a judge, so they're close. They're very, very close. It's going to have a micro bead. Now, this disc is pushing 3 years old, and the micro bead is not really there anymore. So, unfortunately, what I'm going to do here will get us a good estimate, but it won't be 100% perfect. So, for those of you who don't know, I have a set of calipers here. Right here. I zeroed them out. Boop, boop. Yep. Hey, I said zero. Zero. Okay, we're zeroed out. I've got this handy dandy little thing that pops out the bottom here. That'll tell me the depth. So let's go ahead and check this out. We've got the depth. I need to do this on a flat surface. I'm sorry, guys. The depth of the judge is 14.88 millimeters. That's about that deep right there. From here down to the end is 14.88 millimeters, plus or minus 0.02. Now, let's look at the depth of the maiden, because I've been told that the maiden is far shallower than this. So we've got 13.14 millimeters, plus or minus 0.02 millimeters. So that is a difference of a millimeter and a half, give or take. Not really noticeable. I mean, kind of. I can kind of feel a bit of a difference here. I think that has more to do with the bead and how this is worn in. But overall, the judge, the new EMAC judge, is now going to be, instead of the Westside Maiden, we're going to have the Dynamic Disc EMAC Judge. Now, you might think that this is a knock on the EMAC Judge, and it's not. It is not. If you want to have an all-dynamic disc bag, and you need something that flies straight, and you like the feel of the Judge, this is a great disc. I've been using this for a while. This, for a while, was my upshot putter. Anything where I needed to drive, this is in the stronger plastic. I don't remember what this is called. This isn't the VIP. That's is this the OGO? I forget. Either way, I digress. Let's get back here. This putter is great. It is a point and shoot. You want it to go flat and finish straight, it will. You want it to anhyzer, it will. It'll turn over. You want it to hyzer out, it will. It's just going to hold whatever line you put it on. And what Dynamic Discs was lacking was a regular putter that was like that, a beaded putter that was like that. You've got the Warden, which is fine. I like the bead, so I didn't really care for the Warden. I did like the Dynamic Disc Guard, because that is a mini Ultimate Frisbee. It's got the deep rim like an Ultimate Frisbee. It's got numbers that would be just like an Ultimate Frisbee. I played a lot of Ultimate in high school and college, and I absolutely love that disc. And I know how to throw that. I know how to manipulate the disc to do what I want. And when I'm standing there in a straddled out position, a backhand position, or what you people call is the patent pending, I don't know why you call it that, but hey, it is the backhand position. And if I'm straddled out like that, I know exactly how my disc is going to react. I know how to get it there. And my upshots from 100-ish feet, give or take. Okay, Lucy's in the background distracting. Yes, I hear you. But if I'm about 100 feet out, then yeah, I know. I don't know if you guys heard that, but she just went psycho. Anyway, if I'm about 100 feet out, then I know where that disc is going. Anyways, it's been absolutely fantastic. I think it is a great idea. I think that the EMAC Judge will be a great addition to the lineup. I can't wait to get my hands on it. It is confirmed. My suspicions were confirmed right after last week's podcast. I forgot to mention this. How did I forget to mention? I was vindicated. I was right. I said, well, I wasn't 100% right. I said at first that it was going to be a slightly more stable Judge. It is a less stable Judge, technically. It is just a neutral disc. But that is besides the point. I said that it would be in the Trilogy Challenge, and it definitely is the putter for the Trilogy Challenge. I don't know what the other two discs are. However, they're going to be good. I picked up a Bounty, and I now see what everybody's talking about from last Trilogy Challenge. The Bounty is a fantastic disc. Now, I am a predominantly forehand player who doesn't know what understable means. Understable to me means what is my least stable disc? EMAC Truth, and that is not a disc I throw all that often. What would be a disc I throw more often that is my least stable? That would have to be the Explorer, which, best case scenario, neutral. Best case scenario. Otherwise, everything I have is like the Enforcer, the Stiletto, the Raider, Justice, Felon, Explorer. Yeah, I throw over stable. The Bounty has found its way into my bag as I am learning how to throw hyzer flips. It's been fantastic, and I cannot believe how far. I thought the EMAC Truth went far, but the Bounty has gone really far. I think next week I'm going to try to get a review of the Bounty if the weather cooperates. Unfortunately, I have not been able to get the weather to cooperate to be able to get out and throw and record stuff. I've gotten out. I've done some work, obviously in putting. Unfortunately, the weather has been either too cold, too windy, too rainy, or too snowy, or a combination of all four of those at the same time. Believe it or not, it's been kind of wild here in Northeast Indiana. But I've still gotten out and played. It's just nothing I'd want to review a disc in. I know Real World should get out there, should do that. However, I want to give each disc a fair shake. And with how windy it's been, and that disc being understable, it is a minus 1.5 on speed, glide, fade. So that wind is not gonna go well for the Bounty, and I want to make sure that I give it a fair shake. So hopefully the weather cooperates this week, at least for give me 20 minutes. That's all I'm asking, 20 minutes to go out film something, please. I already have my opinions. I just need some B-roll. That's just how it goes. I need B-roll. I need to make it look pretty, because you guys love listening to my buttery smooth voice here. And you like looking at my ugly mug. For those of you listening on podcast only audio, yeah, you are not missing anything. And that's how we do self-deprecating humor. Ba-da-ba. Yep, I'm sure that's probably a recognizable tune, and YouTube will demonetize this podcast, this video stream that is not monetized. I don't have sponsors. That's okay. I don't need sponsors. Please give me money. I'm just kidding. Thank you all for watching. It has been a great half hour here. I've thoroughly enjoyed talking to you all about this. I can't wait to talk to you all next week. Same bat time. Well, not really the same bat time. Same rough time, give or take. I usually like to start between 8:30 and 9 Eastern U.S. Standard Time. So if you can hop on, go ahead and share this with all of your disc golf friends and anyone you think is going to get into disc golf. I like to give out tips and tricks, and unfortunately this week I don't really have many. Well, I did. Moderation is key. Moderation in putting. You don't want to throw your arm out. That'd be bad. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video podcast, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, all that fun stuff over on YouTube. If you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, If you're on Apple, go ahead, give me 5 stars. That is the correct amount for this podcast. Leave a comment, share it with your friends, help people discover the awesomeness that is Joe's Disc Golf Podcast. You can find me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram at Joe's Disc Golf, on Facebook at facebook.com/Joe's Disc Golf, on the internets, all of them, joesdiscgolf.com. If you want to get your voice heard on this podcast, go ahead and leave me a message on anchor.fm/Joe's Disc Golf. You do have to sign up for an account when you do leave me a message. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. It is how it is, and that's just whatever. That is what it's Anchor's rules. I guess that's so that in case you do put something inappropriate, horribly inappropriate, that you are held accountable. So please leave something appropriate. We keep it PG-13 here. Thank you all for listening. I can't wait to talk to all in the next podcast, and everybody have a great day. Don't forget that if you hit a tree and end up with a good kick, to thank Jesus. If you end up kicking deeper into the woods, have a little self-reflection and see what have you done. That was great English there. See what you've done wrong and reflect. Little self-reflection. And thank Jesus for showing you the way. Everybody have a great day. I'll see you all in the next podcast.